And go.
Cool, so video number 2 for the CM2 mobility WOD. Really simple, we're just going to work into the hips. There's not much to say about this really. There's so much stretching that you can do for the hips, and we go through all of that every single time we warm up in the gym. But with the lacrosse ball, basically find what's tender. So you've got the glute max, the deeper muscle, the piriformis, which really deep in the glute, in the butt cheek. Some of the external hip rotators, the glute medius and minimus, are actually quite lateral, so they're kind of around between these bony bits on the side, and you can work into those, the gaps between the two really bony bits. One thing I would say is don't ever work onto the hard bony bits. You know those dimples in your back, and they're the bony bits next to those dimples. Don't ever put the lacrosse ball right on those, but you can use those as markers to start working down and out from. So you can sit on the floor, and I'm not going right on the bone, I'm going just next to it, and it's really simple. Just make little circles around the tender bits. What you can do, I'm working on the left hand side. If you want, you can cross that left foot over the other knee just to tighten things up a bit and bring it round into all those tender spots. So what I'm doing, I've got 3 points of contact. I've got my right foot and both my hands, and I can apply less or more pressure depending on how much I'm pushing into those 3 points. And then just make little circles, so around the tender spots, and it's that simple really. So I've got some in my piriformis, that real deep muscle. And then I'm going to lay on my side. Again, try and have 3 points of contact. So I've got my foot, the other foot, and my elbow. And you can just walk around. I can take less pressure, more pressure. Just work into that little point. If you don't have a foam roller at home, foam rollers are better for the ITB, but you can get into the side of the thigh, this band down the side of the ITB, and just work into, again, all those tender spots. Just work in. If you find a really nice one, there's one here in me, just back and forth, until it starts to change, and you know it's changed because it doesn't feel as painful. It's not that complicated really, just find the painful bits, make sure you're not really forcing it, and just so you can take the weight on and off and just make little circles around it. Job done.
Cool.